the one store for your perfect floor.
Fathers play a special role in people's lives, and this Father's Day, ABC7 and Fox 22 want to help you show your dad how much he is appreciated with a special Father's Day giveaway. We're giving away a $50 gift certificate from Village Variety in Glenburn, a $50 gift certificate from Tossie's Checkout Convenience Store in Glenburn, and a $50 gift card from Body Graphic Studio in Hamden. All you have to do is go to our Facebook page, Fox ABC Maine, and like and comment.
Now, your primetime local news leader. Fox 22 News at 10.
Evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Peter Dubois.
And I'm Beth Jones. First tonight, Down East Emergency Medical Institute, or DEME, search and rescue teams continue the ongoing search for Graham Locker, who went missing on Monday.
Teams searched near the area of Dorothea Dick Psychiatric Center in Bangor, where Locker was last seen. During their search, teams discovered a footprint that resembled the type of shoe Locker wore. Teams used UAV technology, thermal imaging, and were assisted by a Border Patrol helicopter, as well as wardens with air scent dogs. Locker is described as a white male, 5'11", 265 pounds, with brown hair and blue eyes. He currently has long hair and a long beard. Anyone who sees Graham Locker or has any information is asked to call the Bangor Police Department at 207-942-8211.
In light of the recent devastating school shooting in Uvalde, Texas that shocked the nation, a group of moms made their way to the office of Senator Susan Collins demanding action for stronger gun restrictions. Moms Demanding Action is an organization made up of around 400 mothers across the state of Maine. Volunteers dropped off their own research pertaining to gun safety to Senator Collins' Bangor office. They are asking the senator to push to increase the required age to buy automatic weapons. Lead organizer Kate McCarthy says she worries for the safety of her own children as they are sent off to school.
Just to me personally, I want to make sure that my children feel safe in school, and I think Susan Collins can act to help me with that.
Organizers encourage more mothers to get involved by visiting momsdemandaction.org.
Meanwhile, the primary election is almost here. Mainers will have some big decisions to make on those ballots. Here's Dylan Holloway to break down a few of the key matchups.
This Tuesday, voters will head to the polls to perform their civic duty and vote in the 2022 primary election. Several races are taking place that will determine candidates during this November's general election. One notable race is Bruce Poliquin versus Liz Caruso in the Republican primary for Maine's District 2 in the United States Congress. The winner of that race will advance to take on incumbent Jared Golden, who is unopposed on the Democratic side of the aisle. Poliquin was defeated by Golden in 2018 and is eager for a rematch. During a press conference back in March, Poliquin criticized the result of his battle against Golden.
Well, first of all, he didn't win. On election day 2018, I won by 2,200 votes. Any other state in the country, the race is over. But because we have this rank voting, this crazy way of counting votes, 9 days later, after they finished counting, he was awarded the seat. But I won on election day.
Caruso released a statement on Friday saying in part, quote, "This is a fight against big money, against the smears, and against the foolishness of Washington politicians. On Tuesday, we will shock the world and take a gigantic step toward bringing rural Maine values to Congress at last." There will also be a special election on Tuesday for the vacant State Senate District 7 seat, which represents most of Hancock County. According to Maine.gov, the decision to hold the special election was made following the resignation of Democratic Senator Louis Lucchini, who left in January to take a position with the U.S. Small Business Administration. Now the primary will see a showdown between Democratic candidate Nicole Grohowski and Republican candidate Brian Langley in a winner-take-all contest for the District 7 seat. Former Governor Paul LePage and current Governor Janet Mills are both running unopposed in the primary election. The two won't actually face off until the November general election in a race that is sure to be contentious. The polls open between 6 and 10 a.m. and close at 8 p.m. on June 14th. I'm Dylan Holloway reporting for ABC7 and Fox 22.
Well, Maine State Police have announced a major structural reorganization of the agency that they say will actually boost personnel ranks, reorganize troop units, and bring body cameras for troopers. Colonel John Cody laid out the coming changes to Maine State Police in an announcement today. Those changes and additions include funding for a body camera program, 3 more detectives, another trooper for their training unit at the academy, and funding for 5 behavioral health specialists to serve as liaisons in the field and help people in need of services. Additionally, a midnight shift in most parts of the state will be implemented. Right now, troopers maintain a readiness and on-call status through the night, which Colonel Cody said often results in unexpected call-outs and impact to their well-being. Colonel Cody says the reorganization comes from requests by the Maine State Police to the governor through her supplemental budget package. Troop and personnel changes are expected to begin this summer and continue through the coming year.
A 370-acre forest in Ellsworth, the summit of a mountain in North Berwick, and a patch of urban open space in Portland are among 20 new land conservation projects in Maine. The Land for Maine's Future Board approved those projects. That board is a conservation program that organization, Land for Maine's Future, is a conservation program that Governor Janet Mills reactivated last year after a few years of dormancy. The state approved $40 million for the program as part of the Maine budget. That board has approved 25 projects in total so far, and more are expected later on this year.
The University of Maine is looking to reshape the way we carry food with its new food containers. Researchers at the university have developed takeout containers that will not only help protect the environment, but will improve the overall quality of this type of container. According to a 2021 Swedish study, roughly 80% of waste in the ocean is plastic, with 70% coming from single-use plastics. Mehdi Tajvidi explained how his team's container would impact the takeout industry.
I see that there will be a good movement in the industry by introducing a new way to think about takeout food containers.
Tajvidi went on to explain that the next steps are to try and mass produce the containers and also find a company who would be interested in trying the product out. And certainly, we've all seen footage of aquatic life being impacted by single-use plastics, sea turtles with the 6-pack rings wrapped around them and plastic bags, balloons, so certainly it is a problem, and it's neat to see that sources close to home here in Maine are taking steps to effort that issue.
Right, yes, seeing that research and development right in our own backyard, there's a lot to enjoy about the state of Maine, but there's a lot of innovation going on here too.
Absolutely. All right, well, nothing terribly innovative about the forecast, but is it one we want to see? Let's take a first look at it and find out.
All right, Beth, thank you. Happy Friday. Your first weather is brought to you by Goose River Farm Meat Store. And okay, temperature-wise today, look what we did. 73 here in Bangor, 72 in Bar Harbor. We'll earned it, right? After yesterday's 60s, we have 70s out there now, and there is an 80 in the 5-day forecast. Out there currently, lots of clear skies now. There were a couple of sprinkles earlier. Those have now gone away. We are in good shape for tonight and good shape for tomorrow and good shape for Sunday, followed by some more rain getting in here on Monday. Our forecast then tonight, though, is mostly clear skies, very comfortable with low temperatures down near 50. Your full forecast is coming up. Beth?
All righty, Jeff, thanks so much. We'll be waiting for it.
All right, and still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, the Unitarian Universalist Society of Bangor hosts its second Sunday food drive and June Chimes concert.
And the annual Bangor Police Department bike auction will be held this Saturday. We'll have those stories and more local news when we come back.
Tomorrow morning on Star 97.7, Paul Dupuis has the music and fun. Sonny Shepard brings you Star 97.7 local news. And Steve McKay with the weather. Turn on your radio and get the Star treatment with Star 97.7.
Dude, can you believe we're graduating? And they helped us find a great job. Soon we'll be living the dream.
Exactly. I'm incredibly grateful for Maine Job Corps. If it wasn't for them, I'd be working an entry-level job and barely making it.
Let Team Maine Job Corps help find the career that's right for you. Call 561-8516.
Hey, it's Eric from Green Bear 420. We've been in business since 2010 and going strong, so stop in and check us out. We specialize in glass art by over 100 local artists and even have live glass blowing. Plus, we carry incense, novelties, t-shirts, and hard-to-find items. We have tons of local products for the tie-dye wearing person in your circle of friends. Come see us at 531 Moosehead Trail in Newport. And remember, Green Bear 420, it's not just a store, it's a lifestyle.
I've been having foot pain for at least 10 years. The first day I put the key boot on, I could tell the difference. My pain level has been so much better. I was amazed. The key boots made it possible for me to actually walk without pain. I can go shopping, walking around the store without wanting to cry. I mean, I feel like dancing sometimes. The key boots made all the difference. Very happy with it. Comfort shoes, it's just changed my life.
Wilson Contreras leads the Cubs against Aaron Judge and the Yankees. Baseball Night in America, Saturday at 7 Eastern on Fox.
Tomorrow morning on Star 97.7, Paul Dupuis has the music and fun. Sonny Shepard brings you Star 97.7 local news, and Steve McKay with the weather. Turn on your radio and get the Star treatment with Star 97.7.
The sports world is buzzing about the USFL. What a catch! Sunday on Fox. Playoff hopefuls collide as Kyle Sloter and the Breakers battle Jordan Tamu and the Bandits. Touchdown! The USFL, Sunday at 4 Eastern on Fox.
Welcome back. After a 2-year hiatus, the Special Olympics Maine State Summer Games are back. Our A.J. Douglas caught up with law enforcement officers who helped to officially kick off the games.
All right, we have a bit of a technical issue with that story, but moving on. The state is continuing to see higher costs on most bills, and that includes at the grocery store. Brad Rogers takes a look at some of the major price increases, including at the supermarket.
Depending on your grocery list, you're likely paying 10 to 15% more for food than you did a year ago or even a few months ago.
It's a little crazy, but, you know, gotta do what we gotta do, gotta eat, right?
Eggs may be the biggest price jump, up nearly 23% over the last 3 months. The worst U.S. outbreak of avian flu since 2015 has resulted in the deaths of 36 million chickens nationwide, including many here in Maine. It's also what's driven chicken prices up more than 15% this year.
All the meat, the eggs, yeah, definitely. Harder to get, I guess.
Beef prices are up more than 14% from last year, pork up nearly 14%, and a 12% spike in seafood prices. There's also been a 25% spike in cooking oil since Russia invaded Ukraine. Those two nations supply nearly 75% of the world's sunflower oil. But with no shipments going out right now, it's driving prices up.
What do you think about these food prices?
Well, that's the price you have to pay to live, I guess. You know, it's not easy for a lot of people, but you got to do what you have to do and just watch what you spend a little bit more carefully.
Some people are now buying store brands over name brands to try to offset a 10% spike in baked goods and cereal, 9% jump in dairy products, and an 8% hike in fresh fruits.
Groceries, you know, your fruit especially, and everything's gone high.
According to federal data, overall food prices have gone up 11% over the last year. Most of that increase has come in just the past few months, which happens to coincide with the skyrocketing fuel costs. Diesel fuel is now $6.29 a gallon, driving already high transportation costs from the pandemic up even more, leading to higher food costs.
Just can't believe it. I don't know how families going to do it.
That was Brad Rogers reporting. Well, it's one of the few remaining dry towns in Maine, for now at least. Voters in Hartford, which is in Oxford County, will decide if and when liquor sales should happen in its upcoming election. Mal Meyer reports many are now hearing about this issue through the grapevine.
The grapes have been flourishing here.
And moving on, another technical issue there. Apologies. First, and later on, we'll hope to bring you that story. For now, the University of New England held its annual geriatric conference at the Harborside Hotel in Bar Harbor today. The two-day conference aims to break down stigmas around aging and provide support for older adults. Maine has the oldest population in the United States, and conference chairperson Marilyn Gugliucci mentions why it is important for folks to talk openly about their health.
How many older adults will say something like, I'm just too old, to do X, Y, Z? But, society has been saying it, and so many people buy into it. We brought that to the table and really tried to make people conscious about their self-talk, their talk with others, and then their talk in larger communities.
The attendees was covered by the Department of Health and Human Services, grants, and insurance. The Emmaus Homeless Shelter in Ellsworth celebrated its 30th anniversary this evening. Now, that shelter opened in 1992 by Sisters Barbara Hentz and Lucille McDonald. The shelter helps with providing a safe and comfortable environment for those who need temporary shelter. The celebration featured free food, entertainment, and fun for everyone with the intention of honoring the building's history. Shelter Director Stacy Herrick talked about how important the building is to the Ellsworth community.
We're not just a homeless shelter either. We have a free clothing store. We are a food pantry. We have Christmas and Thanksgiving baskets and programs. So I think it's a huge benefit for the community.
Well, those interested in either donating or volunteering should give the shelter a call or check out EmmausHomelessShelter.org for more information. Of course, Maine is a state where volunteerism is definitely key and something that many, many people engage in, so hopefully they have all the help they need.
Absolutely, and in so many different facets going off of that point, too, really wherever there's an area of need, it seems that Mainers tend to flock there and really help out their own communities.
They definitely do. All right, well, coming up on the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22, the House committee probing the January 6, 2021 Capitol riot unveiled some of their dramatic video evidence in a rare hearing last night.
And the Biden administration reacts to growing fears about a slowing economy. We'll have those stories and more as the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22 continues.
General Rental Center has been serving Central Maine with equipment and tool rentals for more than 30 years. Our extensive inventory contains everything you need to get the job done right. Our professional, knowledgeable staff is here to make sure that you get the highest quality rental items to complete your project and that they have been serviced and maintained to the highest standards. Power brooms to get that sand off the lawn, leaf blowers, brush chippers, stump grinders, aerial lifts, tillers, and excavators. We rent most everything. If you don't see it in our online catalog, please ask for it. If we don't have the item you need, we would be happy to help you find it. This isn't your parents' photo booth. Premier Limousine and DJ presents the latest in photo booth technology with the all-new 2022 Air Booth. Print out everyone's pictures in beautiful full-color photos and have them sent directly to your phone. The new Air Booth is available for weddings, birthdays, class reunions, anniversaries, and corporate events with some of the best and most fun props around. You can book the Air Booth, Limousine, and DJ services separately or take advantage of our very popular package deals. Contact us at Premier Limousine and DJ.
It is said that the eyes are the windows into the soul, which begs the question, can a window have a soul? At Renewal by Andersen, we think so. When it's a window forged from fabrics and over 100 years of refined craftsmanship, the essence of who we are transforms into a superior, stunningly beautiful window. So yes, a window can have a soul. For a limited time, take advantage of this great offer. Find out why we are the better way to a better window. Renewal by Anderson.
The Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show is live on Fox.
For dogs and dog lovers, this is the Super Bowl.
It's unlike any other dog show event.
Who will be crowned the top dog?
Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show, sponsored by Purina Pro Plan, beginning with the Masters Agility Championship, June 19th on Fox and the Fox Sports app.
There's one number you need to know. It's called Joe.
January 6th committee held its first hearing. Reaction is pouring in about what the panel uncovered about the riot at the Capitol last year. The committee is pointing the finger directly at former President Trump, accusing him of an attempted coup. But the findings are being criticized by Republicans. Fox's Rich Edson takes a closer look from Washington.
Coast trip, President Biden highlighted last night's congressional hearing into the January 6th Capitol attack.
It's important the American people understand what truly happened and to understand that the same forces that led January 6th remain at work today.
The House Select Committee unveiled dramatic video of violent confrontations between rioters and police.
We need to hold the doors of the Capitol.
Capitol Police Officer Caroline Edwards, injured in the attack, described the violence.
I saw friends with blood all over their faces. I was slipping in people's blood.
The 9-member panel played testimony from those closest to former President Trump, including former Attorney General Bill Barr, who dismissed the president's claims of voter fraud. Even the president's daughter, Ivanka, said she accepted Barr's assessment. The committee argues the president orchestrated a 7-part plan to overturn the election.
President Trump engaged in a massive effort to spread false and fraudulent information to convince huge portions of the U.S. population that fraud had stolen the election from him. This was not true.
Some Republicans call the committee a distraction.
I think the country sees it for what it is. It's a partisan political committee that the American people are focused on a whole lot of other issues.
Some Democrats are skeptical any of the findings will change the minds of their Republican colleagues.
I believe many of them know exactly what Donald Trump did. I believe many of them were part of this conspiracy.
The committee will hold more hearings this month, with 3 scheduled next week. In Washington, Rich Edson, Fox News.
Well, there's new reaction to the recent inflation report showing prices rose more than 8% in the month of May. Economists are now anticipating how this will play into the Federal Reserve's next moves to try to bring costs down. Fox's David Spunt has the latest from Washington.
A rough week on Wall Street. The Dow Jones fell 880 points after a key inflation report found prices rose 8.6% in May compared to last year. That's the highest level in more than 4 decades. Rising prices are hitting American consumers at the grocery store and at the pump. The cost of eggs increased more than 32%. Meat, fish, and milk are also up. President Biden says fighting inflation is his top economic priority. He's placing the blame largely on Russia's invasion of Ukraine.
We've never seen anything like Putin's tax on both food and gas.
Because the May Consumer Price Index came in higher than expected, many economists are now questioning how far the Federal Reserve will go in raising interest rates to try to bring costs down.
What's real now is the fact that 75 and even 1% increases are now absolutely on the table.
But some fear a move like that will increase chances of a recession.
The Fed's going to be hiking as the economy is slowing. You've got all this demand destruction coming from inflation. I mean, the Fed is in the worst possible place it could be in.
The next rate hike is expected next week, and Fed Chairman Jerome Powell will hold a news conference on Wednesday. In Washington, David Spunt, Fox News.
The Biden administration is lifting one of the last remaining COVID-related federal mandates, and the travel industry couldn't be happier about it. Fox's Charles Watson has more from Atlanta.
Traveling overseas is about to get a lot easier. The Biden administration announcing Friday it is lifting the requirement that international air travelers take a COVID test within a day of boarding their flights to the U.S., with experts from the CDC saying the mandate is no longer necessary. The White House says they'll reevaluate in 90 days and it could be reinstated depending on the spread of new variants. But for now, it's a big win for the travel industry. The U.S. Travel Association writing in part, quote, "Today marks another huge step forward for the recovery of inbound air travel and the return of international travel to the United States. And it's also welcome news for international travelers who have often struggled to understand the rules."
Nobody is really helping us. They've just given us a page with some documentation about there's a lot of information. It's just we don't really know what our options are.
Meanwhile, the White House is also preparing to make a big push to get kids 6 months to 5 years old vaccinated, with federal approval expected as early as next week. Doctors and health officials already working to get the word out that the vaccines are safe and carry significantly less risk than getting COVID.
We don't ever want people to take COVID lightly because there's still a lot of unknowns. So what's the long-term impact? There's the risk of having long-haul symptoms.
An administration official tells Fox News that the international travel mandate expires Sunday at midnight. In Atlanta, Charles Swanson, Fox News.
A first-hand look tonight at the devastation left behind in a Ukrainian city near the Belarus border. Residents are returning to the once besieged town and are sharing their stories. Fox's Mike Tobin has more.
In Chernihiv, near the border with Belarus, the freshly dead have at least the dignity of individual graves. Woodland was cleared for the new burials. Only 42 graves fly the Ukrainian flag that identify the dead as soldiers. The gravedigger says 946 of them hold civilians killed by the Russian army. One is Anatoly Breduk, brother of Vladimir Breduk.
Young boys, children, and women died. There is nothing to talk about. The Russians must be destroyed.
Inna Levchenko is a school principal. In the early days of the invasion, she turned the school into a shelter, marked it to show children were inside. Now she can see out of only one eye, carries shrapnel in her body, and limps from the leg broken when Russian forces blew up the school.
Whole families hid here, grandparents, little kids, and students of our school.
Vasilchenko Valentina sheltered her kids and grandchildren in her house. The kids, the in-laws, all died. Vasilchenko somehow survived when she says Putin's army put a bomb directly on her house.
Such a nation must be destroyed because they came to kill innocent people. We're not military. They killed my whole family.
The shrapnel scars you see on that wall mark one of the tragic incidents of this war. March 16th, there was a van here handing out bread to the people in this town who so badly needed food. There was a line of people extended this way when the round struck. Official accounts say 10 civilians were killed.
I turned my head in the direction and saw a large number of people on the ground.
With the bloodshed now grinding through a fourth month, officials here in Kyiv have expressed worry that the West is starting to get fatigued by this war, and that could erode the support that has helped Ukrainians hold the Russians to this point. In Kyiv, Mike Tobin, Fox News.
Still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, 9 canines graduated the state's canine patrol school with their owners earlier today.
And in sports, hear from Topsom Caleb Manuel as he prepares to compete in this year's U.S. Open down in Massachusetts. That story after the break.
You're a control freak.
What? You just can't stop Duncanville.
Tell them I'm not a control freak.
Keep my wife's name out your mouth. All new back-to-back episodes Sunday on Fox.
Don't miss it. Buy anything at Jordan's. And if the Red Sox sweep the World Championship, it's all free. And you get up to 60 months no interest. It ends soon. Experience the fun at Jordan's.
When pipes froze and water damage ravaged a home, Bouchard Cleaning was there to restore and dry things up. When a home in Wells needed mold remediation, Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration performed as promised. From Madawaska to Owl's Head, Ashland to Bath, we've answered the call. More than just a cleaning company, we're restoring Maine. Statewide commercial and residential services. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration.
We've got a 100-year-old company here, and it's because of the service, the quality, and the experience. It gets done right.
I think we've been doing it for so long. The only thing that we do, that when we walk into a room, we automatically know how to treat that window. We can take any product that the customer's looking for and make it work in just about any situation that they present us with. So
There's no reason to be overwhelmed. We can help you through it.
we're not going anywhere. We've been around for 100 years.
Attention Maine fishermen, we want to see your biggest catch and for you to win some great prizes. Go to foxbangor.com and click on contest and giveaway, then upload your photo for your chance to win. Sponsored by Willie's Sports Center, Mill Mall, and Ellsworth. We have everything for fishing from trout to tuna, fly fishing, trolling, and ocean rigging. We carry fat tire e-bikes to get to remote spots and snow dog utility machines. We have all your hunting and outdoor essentials.
You had me at Allison 10-speed transmission. Premium features available on GMC Sierra Heavy Duty. Step up to GMC with 0% financing on Sierra Heavy Duty models. GMC, we are professional grade.
Right now, come into Jordan's and buy as much or as little as you like. And if the Sox sweep the World Championship, it'll all be yours for free. And you still get up to 60 months no interest. Experience the fun at Jordan's.
Following a 2-year hiatus, the Special Olympics Maine State Summer Games are back. Our AJ Douglas caught up with law enforcement officers who helped to officially kick off the games.
Saturday, adult and child athletes with intellectual disabilities will compete in track and field. 750 members of law enforcement statewide have traveled a total of 800 miles to act as guardians of the torch. Retired Bangor Police Chief Ron Gastia says the athletes have inspired him to support this event for the past 30 years.
Totally the athletes, because of the camaraderie they have, because of what they give back to us more than what we give to them. We support them. They look at law enforcement as being their heroes, and we do our best to try and live up to that.
Officers met up at the Bangor Drive-In to complete the last leg of the statewide race by running to the University of Maine in Orono, where the Special Olympics will ultimately take place. Lisa Bird, Special Olympics Maine PR Director, says officers go above and beyond for the disabled community all year long.
They are going to be here at our event tomorrow handing out medals and awards. They jump into a hole in the ice every winter to raise money. They shave their heads. They have bake sales and car washes and pump gas and wait tables for tips. We really could not do what we do without Maine law enforcement.
Bird says participants are ready to step up for the challenge in this year's in-person competition.
I have to tell you that our athletes are so excited to be back live in person tomorrow. It's been a long 2 years. We've been doing a lot of things virtually. We've been easing back into our in-person events, and they are incredibly excited to be here.
The Special Olympics will kick off 10 Saturday morning at the University of Maine in Orono's football field. In Orono, AJ Douglas, ABC 7, Fox 22.
Well, it's one of the few remaining dry towns in Maine for now. Voters in Hartford, which is in Oxford County, will decide if and when liquor should be sold during the upcoming primary election. Mel Meyer reports that many are now hearing about the issue through the grapevine.
The grapes have been flourishing here.
Chad Casey and his wife Jen Bonaventura have wanted to start their own vineyard. They found the perfect spot in Hartford.
It's got a pretty good setup. It already had a nice field for us to put the vines in, and the sun is good for the grapes.
It's really amazing, honestly, to go back and look at the original pictures and see how far we've come in a relatively short period of time.
Now the couple wants to expand once again, hoping to sell and serve wine right here.
We had always envisioned the barn would be a small tasting room.
There's just one thing stopping them.
We were really surprised ourselves, honestly, when we found out that the town was still dry.
But I believe Prohibition started in Maine, so now thinking back, it's not that surprising.
Over time, most communities have taken a stance on the matter, but the town clerk says it hasn't been voted on before, but now it will come Tuesday. Voters will be asked 5 things, which will essentially help them do one thing: sell alcohol.
I think it's going to pass. I'm hoping it will pass. I think this is great for the town.
Beth Lacey supports what's happening at the Vineyard.
It fits in well with the town.
There have been some concerns about the vote leading to things like bars in the community.
So it does open up another can of worms, but those places will also have to get their own license.
The two are hopeful other residents will see what they're going for and approve the measures.
And that was Mal Meyer reporting. Well, on Sunday, June 12th, the Unitarian Universalist Society of Bangor will offer its second Sunday food drive and June Chimes concert. The music will begin at 11:30 a.m. and will run until noon. During this time, people are asked to drop non-perishables into bins in front of the church. That church located at 120 Park Street in Bangor. All donations will be contributed to a local food pantry.
Well, the annual Bangor Police Department bike auction will be held this Saturday, June 11th, inside of the gym at Bangor Parks and Rec. That's located at 647 Main Street. There will be approximately 120 bikes as well as individual parts up for auction, with proceeds going to the Bangor Police Department Community Service Fund. Transactions will only be accepted in cash or check form. The auction will begin at 9 a.m. and it goes until the bikes are gone.
9 canines with their handlers graduated the state's Canine Patrol School. One of those canines was Axel with the Bucksport Police Department. Our Stephanie Wittenbach has more.
Maine State Police operate a canine patrol school located in Vassalboro. The canines train in obedience, protection, and searches like locating children. This year, 9 canines were introduced to the school and graduated. One officer says he had been waiting for this day for a long time.
As soon as I got into law enforcement, this was my ultimate goal. And after a 3-year battle with Sean and Dave in the town, I finally achieved it.
Axel is the first canine to join Bucksport. Most police canines are either German Shepherds or Belgian Malinois. Maine State Police say the canines are specifically tailored to be obedient and to respond quickly in high-pressured situations. The public was invited Friday to watch the demonstrations.
My main goal is when I get out for a call for a track or a missing kid or something like that, is to have a successful track at the end of it. I know not all of them are going to be successful, but hopefully those are few and far between.
Bucksport Police Chief Sean Gagan says Matt's canine Axel is going to live with him 24/7 upon graduation Friday morning. Maine State Trooper Jeremy Caron says it was intense 14 weeks of training for his dog Titan, but he's glad knowing he's by his side.
He's my best friend.
The canines are now added to the Bucksport Police Department, Maine State Police Troop C, York County Sheriff's Office, Somerset County Sheriff's Office, and Waterville Police Department. In Vassalboro, I'm Stephanie Wittenbach reporting for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
Definitely a formidable tool for any police department.
Yeah, and really cool to just see them kind of showcasing all that they've learned, being very sweet and playful,
at
taking
times
the pets.
Sociable, yeah.
Yeah, and then,
they go to work.
Whoop, yep.
They
all
go
business.
To work. All right. Well, Jeff Weller's going to work. He's coming back with our full 5-day forecast. Stay with us.
Well, this was fun. Temperatures back up in the 70s today. We earned it. But now even warmer temperatures are on the way. And when does the rain come back? Those details when I come back.
The greatest hits from the best of times are right back where they started. Z62 is playing the hits again. Z62 Retro Radio. We played them first and we're playing them again.
Z62. Now's the time to get a great deal on taking care of your property. You need the #1 rated reliability of Kubota compact tractors so you can do it all and do it right. Z-Series mowers that deliver a quality cut, and Sidekick utility vehicles where durability meets speed. Right now, bring home the Kubota VX series for 0 down, 0% APR for 60 months, plus save up to $700.
Why should your new floor come from Carpet One? Because we're passionate about the spaces our neighbors call home. We're part of your community, And we're also part of the world's largest cooperative of independently owned and operated flooring stores. So you can be sure you'll get great selection and outstanding value with every installation. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, tile, or luxury vinyl, our experts take the guesswork out of choosing the right floor. We're your local Carpet One Floor and Home, the one store for your perfect floor.
The thing about domestic violence is it can happen at any point in life to anybody. The thing about Next Step is we are here at any time for you. If you feel like your relationship has gotten somewhere you never wanted it to be, just know we are here for you and we'll always be here for you. One thing we often hear is, if I had only known that you could help me with that, I would have called you so much sooner than I did. So please give us a call.
Everything hurts, everything's expensive. Let's not even talk about your hair. Enough! Here at Z62, we hit the rewind button. Z62 is playing the hits again. Z62 is back with the greatest hits from the best of times.
Niecy Nash hosts the new music game show where you guess the lyrics or it's...
Bye, bye, bye.
You are killing it! Don't forget the lyrics, all new Monday on Fox.
Here we go. Your full weather is brought to you by Varney Ford, the nice car and truck people. And here we are. It's a weekend in mid-June. How did that happen? We'll have temperatures tomorrow back up into the 70s again, but there is an 80 in the 5-day forecast. And also beyond that, we're going to talk about lots of heat across the Midwest next couple of days. But for us, this takes us through the end of June, basically. We're talking about temperatures near or slightly above average. That could firmly put us in the 70s to low 80s. It looks like a near average temperature trend is on the way for us to the end of the month. Today, though, we are pretty much just below average, 70 in Millinocket, 73 here in Bangor, 72 for Bar Harbor. It was comfortable today with a couple of showers early in the morning, followed by decreasing clouds through the afternoon. Tomorrow is going to be a bit warmer. We're talking about mid, even upper 70s across our region tomorrow with some sunshine back in the forecast as well. All right, so the wind today shifted out of the southwest more so. Right now it's around 9 miles per hour, 10 miles per hour. This will gust near 10 to 15 overnight tonight. And that's going to cause some problems, too, with wave heights as well. Here are the advisories. So a small craft advisory, we're used to those. But that is a beach hazard statement. It's your tax dollars at work saying, hey, if you're going in the water this weekend, make sure you're aware that the water is still cold in the 50s out there. You can get hypothermia pretty quickly, even though air temperatures are in the 70s to low 80s. Looking outside currently, the showers we had earlier have now gone away. We have lots of clear skies out there tonight. It's a little bit breezy, though, overnight tonight into tomorrow. And then we look west, right? So we have a nice Saturday on the way, a pretty nice Sunday on the way, but then we have some things happening over here. That's moving in our direction. For later Sunday and Monday, we do have a rather active pattern still in the works. That could bring us some rain showers late Sunday and Monday. For tomorrow, though, we're dry. And then for Sunday, though, Sunday night into Monday, we're talking about rain showers are back in the forecast. We should stay dry for most of the daylight hours on Sunday. That's going to be a stretch, though. And then more rain showers getting in here on Monday. Our forecast then tonight, though, is mostly clear skies and very comfortable. Open the windows back up. Look for a low temperature down near 51 and a west wind around 5 to 10. For tomorrow, a beautiful day. Partly cloudy skies, high temperatures, reaching for 80. Will probably stop just short again with that west wind around 5 to 10. And then looking ahead, your 5-day forecast by Varney Ford shows tomorrow 77. We're going to go for 80 on Sunday again. Again, maybe a few thunder showers later Sunday into Monday morning. Monday cooler, 71. Tuesday partly cloudy, 73. And then some more thunder showers maybe late Tuesday night into early Wednesday with highs Wednesday near 80. Beth?
All right, temperatures definitely ticking up there.
Yeah, we like that, and a nice weekend ahead for us.
Indeed.
All right, well, sports coming up next with Dave Peck. Stay with us.
Said I don't want to talk about it. Great, what are you doing?
When buying a used vehicle, the last thing you want is to end up here in a few months. At Down East Toyota, we get that. When you buy a Toyota certified used vehicle, you get peace of mind knowing that your vehicle has gone through a rigorous inspection. You also get comprehensive and powertrain warranties, a Carfax history report, and 7 years of roadside assistance. Plus, qualified buyers get low new car financing rates. As much as we'd like to keep these folks busy, we'd rather not see you back here right away. All roads lead to Down East for Toyota certified used vehicles on Wilson Street in Brewer.
Ready for this catch-22? The mental health struggles you want to work on are the same reasons you're putting off therapy. You're stuck. Sondermind makes it easy to team up with the right therapist and turn stuckness into strength.
Whenever Maine Wood Floors wants to know the weather, they log on to foxbangor.com. Whether you're searching to add beauty with a new hardwood floor or need to restore your old one, Maine Wood Floors is your hardwood flooring expert in Mid-Coast Maine.
Hey, everyone, listen up. It's time to take back the summer.
Quit fall. It's time to sing along.
With your new summer playlist.
Time to bring the heat.
And dance. Into the summer night.
Fox is all new. All
summer long.
What's the first thing you want to do when you take a bite of that? Take a second.
Big wow. That big wow.
Oh my goodness.
Welcome back, everyone. Let's start right off the top with an update from the Garden down in Boston. Game 4 of the NBA Finals currently into the second half. Here's how we got there, though. Celtics looking to go up 3-1. It's a battle in the third quarter right now, but in the first, Marcus Smart gets the steal here on Steph Curry, out in transition, crosses it to Jason Tatum, and he buries the triple. And that's not a good look from Steve Kerr. Curry would get his, though. Connects from deep here late in the first, and he's been keeping them in the game all night long. 5-point Warrior lead. Celtics able to make a late run in the half, though. Derek White with some huge buckets. This time it's Jaylen Brown who gets the 4-point play. And again, in the third quarter, last time I checked, it was 73-73. So we will, of course, have updates after the game over on ABC 7. For now, let's talk some golf. Next weekend, golfers from around the country will tee it up at the U.S. Open, including one from Maine. Tyler Cruz has the story.
It's a dream as a kid to even play in it.
Next weekend, Caleb Manuel's childhood dreams are coming true.
I've been on the putting green at Brunswick saying, this is to win the U.S. Open. And I kind of, before I hit it, I was like, this is to qualify for the U.S. Open.
Earlier this week, the Mount Ararat grad and defending Big East champ from UConn officially qualified for the U.S. Open after playing in what's called the longest day of golf, a 36-hole day where he shot 3 under par and earned a spot in the third major of the season.
Definitely felt like it was a Sunday and like I was in the lead or in close to the lead. I knew where I was at after 18, but after that I didn't check it. And, making birdies on, my 11th and 12th hole, that's when it kind of, kicked in and I was like, oh, here we go.
The Open takes place on Father's Day weekend. It's an annual tradition, so it's only fitting that Caleb's father was also his caddy when he punched his ticket.
Having my dad on the bag was, a big help, even though, he doesn't give me as much as advice as, some other caddies would, but it's just there for me and, just kind of the mood and, supplying snacks and water and stuff like that.
For 18 years, Maine hasn't had one of their own playing in the event. And Manuel joins Casey Bork and Sean Gorgon as the only Mainers to ever qualify.
That's kind of been my mojo, a little kid from Maine, see how far we can go, and I'm just going to keep riding it until he can.
And as for next weekend, he's just there to play the course and let the chips fall where they may.
I've done some good things in my golf career, but, I don't think anything will match up to this yet till this day. Once I'm at the U.S. Open, I'm just going to, play golf. I'm not going to have any expectations.
I'm Tyler Cruz, reporting with ABC 7 Fox 22 Sports.
All right, thank you, Tyler. So first round from Brookline, Massachusetts begins next Thursday, and we'll have continued coverage of that as Caleb gets underway from the Country Club. For now, though, let's get to some high school playoff action. Starting down in Bucksport, a noon start for this highlight right here. Top-ranked Golden Bucks hosting number 8 MCI. Bottom 2, no score. Tyler Hallett pops one to shallow right field. Look at this effort from KK Martinez just out of the reach. It drops in. Aiden McGuire and Caleb Nightingale both score. Then in the third, Jake Gutty comes through with the 2-out RBI single. He would eventually get thrown out at second, but still gets the RBI, and it's a 3-0 lead for the Golden Bucks. On the mound, Gutty was lights out. A combined no-hitter between he and Cam Rich. Gavin Holyoke later in the game would add another in the fourth. As Bucksport advances to the Class C North semis, they take it 6-1. So the Bucks get the winner of this next one here. We'll go to Orono, where they were facing the Holton Shires. Number 5 versus number 4. First inning, one runner on. Nolan Hodgkins absolutely unloads on this one through the wind and deep to left. Glad I didn't park there because that one tagged a hood. 2-run shot makes it a 2-0 Shires lead. Later in the inning, though, they were not done. This time it's Bronson Henning, hot shot to left, again, pulling it all day long, and that's trouble off the hop here. Garrett Harvey and Cody Johnston touch home, 4-0 Holton. The defending champs would battle back, though. Here, Javi Santiago turns on one. That's deep enough to score Ellis Spalding on the sacrifice fly, but Holton able to get the job done here on the mound. Harvey picks up the strikeout as the Shires advance to take on Bucksport. That will be at 1 p.m. from Bucksport on Saturday afternoon. All right, to Mansfield we go now for a Class A quarterfinal between Bangor and Skowhegan. Top of the first. Look at this move from Jackson Quinn. Picks off Colton Trish at first, but after that, it was all red and white. Keegan Sear with a sharp liner to left. Luke Misbrenner touches home on the RBI, so it's 3-0 Rams. Then in the second, Matt Holmes adds to it with an RBI single on the ground up the middle. That scores Trish from third, and he had it working on the bump too as he gets the strikeout here. And then later on in the game, Brady Hand, already with a triple on the day, gets his second extra base hit with a deep shot to center field, all the way to the fence. Ryan Howard scores as Bangor takes this one in 6 innings. 10-0 was the final. So Bangor gets the mercy. The question was, though, could Bangor softball win as well? Tough task facing a Hammond team that had already beaten them twice, but that's why we play the game here. Number 4 Broncos hosting the 5-seeded Rams. This was a pitching duel. Danielle Masterson gets the strikeout. And for Bangor, it was Lane Barron working inside the circle. She gets the K as well. Rams finally broke through to make it 2-0. And in the 7th, they'd add to it. This time, Ray Barron sends one all the way to the wall in right. That one trickles to the fence and scores a run as the Rams knock off the Broncos. 4-0 the final in that one. And we'll go to a look at some of the other scores from the baseball and softball quarterfinal rounds. A couple of huge upsets. First in Class B, number 8 Winslow knocks off the top-seeded Nokomis Warriors 6-3 in that one. Then in Class C, it's Central who downs number 1 Bucksport. That a 7-6 game, so tight one down there. And in baseball, fewer surprises, at least for these two. Second-ranked Old Town takes care of MDI 10-4, and 2 Stearns beats Lee 10-5 to advance to the Class D North semis. And we'll have plenty more action from the playoffs as they get into that next round on Saturday. For now, that's sports. We'll be right back after the break.
Shop Jordan's Furniture now, and it could all be free. Visit Jordans.com.
As a working mom of 5, I'm feeling the burden of rising prices. But instead of getting inflation under control, the liberals in Washington are attacking America's tech innovators. Talk about being out of touch. The left's bill would take away the technology we depend on, put our personal data at risk, make China stronger and America weaker. I don't understand how any Republican senator could support this liberal nonsense. Tell Senate conservatives to stand up for American technology.
The signs of spring are here. The sun's out for the evening commute. Whistles and clapping echo from the ball field. And the flowers bloom with warmer days on the horizon. Valley Home Services offers whole home comfort with the changing of the seasons. With a push of a button on a Fujitsu heat pump, you're ready for whatever spring brings. Humid days or cool nights, come home to comfort with Valley Home Services. Home is our middle name.
You don't stay in business as long as Rowell's Garage unless you're doing a lot of things right. Since 1946, Rowell's Garage in Dover Foxcroft has seen many customers drive off the lot completely satisfied, and they keep coming back. Why? Things like a wide selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, SUVs, and crossovers. Incredible customer service. A repair center that does it right the first time and on time. But the biggest reason, like new quality vehicles at a pre-owned price. So save yourself the hassle and save yourself some money. Rowell's Garage, Dover Foxcroft.
Fathers play a special role in people's lives. And this Father's Day, ABC7 and Fox 22 want to help you show your dad how much he is appreciated with a special Father's Day giveaway. We're giving away a $50 gift certificate from the Central Street Farmhouse in Bangor, a $50 gift certificate from Hashy's Auto Enhancing in Levant, and a $50 gift certificate from C&K Variety in Herman. All you have to do is go to our Facebook page, Fox ABC Maine, and like and comment.
I cried when a mammogram showed a lump that turned out to be breast cancer. I almost skipped that mammogram because of my workload, but it may have saved my life.
If you're a woman between the ages of 50 and 74, talk to your provider about being screened for breast cancer.
After treatment and surgery last fall, I'm so relieved to be cancer-free now.
Watch for changes in your breasts and learn more about breast cancer screening at screenmaine.org.
The $1 Million Music Guessing Game is back.
Beat Shazam!
With the best dad and daughter team.
Dad, do not embarrass me.
Beat Shazam, part of $1 Million Music Mondays on Fox.
Welcome back, everybody. Well, I'm pretty sure everybody at this news desk can relate to this next story. Having pets sleep on your bed may help you feel connected to them, but some health experts say it may mess with the quality of the sleep you get. A poll by the American Academy of Sleep Medicine says 46% of Americans have a pet share their bed, and they usually sleep better with a pet. But pets can take up all the space or cause other sleep problems. To help you and your pet, the Academy says keep separate nearby places for pets and keep a consistent sleep schedule, even on the weekends. Also, bedrooms should be quiet, relaxing, cool, and with limited light. And don't eat heavily right before you sleep.
Definitely some great advice there and very relatable. Well, meanwhile, temperatures are heating up across the country, and that means people need to take precautions to stay hydrated. Doctors at the Cleveland Clinic say people need to remember that when you're outdoors and doing exercise or activities, you can dehydrate faster than you realize. So drink plenty of water and watch for hydration symptoms, which include lightheadedness, not being able to urinate, or your urine might be dark yellow in color. Babies, young children, and the elderly are the most susceptible to dehydration.
Finally tonight, Popeye's Fried Chicken is partying like it's 1972, 50 years ago, and giving a deal for its anniversary. The popular Louisiana-style fast food place is going throwback to its roots to when the company was founded and offering 2 pieces of its bone-in chicken for just 59 cents, the same price it sold for in 1972. There's a slight catch. You have to have a $5 minimum order, and it's offered through the mobile app or Popeyes.com. That offer good through June 19th, and Popeyes says more meal deals will come throughout the month. Man, that just, if you needed another reminder of how expensive these things are today,
yeah, right.
A 2-piece was less than $1.
Yeah, sounds like a pretty good deal right now.
All right, good night, everybody.
America's best bakers race to gather the clues and bake the mystery dessert.
But did you make the right dessert?
Crime Scene Kitchen, Tuesdays at 8